Hello, my bookish friends. I am back with another video. It has been honestly one of the most stressful weeks that I have had in a while, and I feel like I am in the need of some self-care. So I thought it'd be fun just to film a few bookish days in my life and just do a few things that I haven't done in a while. It's been a while since I've gone to my favorite local bookstore, so I thought that would be fun if we go and look together. I want to read like a really comforting, happy, light reread. I haven't done any rereads yet this year just because my physical TBR is something I've been trying to tackle, but I really feel like my heart and my soul is needing that. I also have some books that I need to unhaul, so I really want to go to a few free little local libraries. And if we get to it, I would love to do some book thrifting. Basically, I just want to get back to the things that I love that normally just bring me happiness, and of course they surround reading. I feel like for me, reading is definitely a comfort and coping mechanism. I'm just gonna sink back into that for the next few days, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. So without further ado, let's go book shopping. So I'm back from the bookstore, and I did get a few books, which actually is really surprising because I've been very choosy about buying books lately. I never want to just go into a bookstore and just buy books because I'm there. I'm trying to be very intentional about the books that I add to my physical TBR. Obviously, it's very easy to go into a bookstore and completely lose the plot and just come out with a ton of books, but I am really excited about the books today because they are all books that I have been wanting to read for a while now, and I was able to find every single one of these used, which is really exciting because with this bookstore, when I have credit, I'm able to get 50% off of the already discounted used prices, and they're all in really good condition, so it's really cool that I got them for so cheap. It is very hot in here right now. It's also the time of summer where I'm ready for fall, specifically in my reading, and during the fall I love to read a good fantasy book. First book that I found is The Unmaking of June Farrow. I have been really intrigued by this book ever since one of my friends who I trust her book recommendations with my life. I feel like every single time she's recommended a book, I have absolutely loved it. She brought this to a book basket party last year, and the way that she described the book honestly just had me hooked. I am also a sucker for a beautiful cover, and I do feel like this book cover is very beautiful. It screams like fall to me. From what I remember of what she described of this book, it is a fantasy book that includes time travel, and there's also supposed to be a really epic star-crossed love in this, and so I feel like this will be the perfect book to read during fall. And I ended up getting this book for under $5, which it's in really great condition. It's the Book of the Month edition. The next book is a book that I saw last time a few weeks ago when I went into the bookstore, and so when I saw it was still there, I decided to just pick it up, and that is Wayward by Amelia Hart. This is another book that screams fall to me. It's a witchy book, and those are the kinds of books that I love to read in August, September, October. Also a really beautiful cover. Basically, this is weaving together stories of three women across centuries, weaving together the stories of these three extraordinary women across 5 centuries. Wayward is an astonishing debut and an enthralling novel of female resilience. I feel like this is more of a literary fiction with notes of fantasy, which I am very down for. Again, I think this will be the perfect read in the fall. It also has really good reviews on Goodreads, and so I've been excited about that. The last one I picked up I might be most excited about, and it's because it's a book that I have frequently gone to purchase. Like, I've put it in my cart, but then I always just don't end up getting it, and I'm not sure why, but it is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. I've heard incredible things about this series. Oof, my legs are falling asleep. I believe it's a duology, and I think it's like Viking-esque, which makes me really excited. It just honestly sounds so good. It says, bound in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her days gutting fish, but dreams of becoming a warrior and putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Automatically, I'm drawn in. I actually love that she's like a more seasoned character, so she's not like a 16-year-old protagonist, I think at least. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to the region's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret. She possesses a drop of a goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. And it's been foretold that such magic will reunite the fractured nation of Skaland beneath the one who controlled the Shield Maiden's fate. Believing he's destined to rule Skaland as king, the fanatic Jarl binds Freya to a blood oath and orders Bjorn to protect her from their enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing perilous tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, may be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. If Freya succumbs to her lust for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her own destiny, but the fate of all the people she has sworn to protect. That sounds honestly so good. Another beautiful cover. They honestly all sound so good, and again, just beautiful covers. I'm really, really excited to have on my shelf. It's just making me even more excited for fall reading. The only other thing I wanted to do today, now that I have a little bit of time to myself, is to start a comfort reread. And the book that I chose that I'm actually really, really excited about is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Obviously, the casting has recently been announced for this movie, and that has just really made me want to reread this book. When I first got back into reading about 2 years ago, I was definitely a lover of contemporary romance, which I still am. I would say contemporary romance and fantasy are my two favorite genres. But getting back into reading, I feel like Ali Hazelwood's books were so approachable, so freaking fun. To this day, she's really just a go-to author for me. So I'm gonna take some time and read this book and just really sink into the comfort that rereading a fun book has. Just talking for a while and didn't realize that I didn't hit the button. It is the next morning and I wanted to give you guys a little update so far on my reread of The Love Hypothesis. I feel so validated and I'm so glad that I picked this book. It is so good as a reread. I am absolutely flying through it. I read like 250 pages just yesterday. And a bulk of that I did after I put my kids down, which I didn't put them down until like 9 last night because we went to an amusement park with them and just let them stay up a little bit later. And so I have been flying through this. It's been so fun to read it again, knowing what I know, knowing how the book ends, and just being able to catch things throughout is really, really fun. It's so evident to me this time around, and I read this 2 years ago, so I'm not quite sure what I thought the first time around, but it's so evident to me that Adam has been in love with her this whole time, and it's so fun to see that just in little things that he says that Olive doesn't catch, or just his expressions. It's been so fun. Mostly when I'm in a contemporary romance book, I feel like I annotate 4 main things a male main character does that kind of denote that he has feelings for the female main character, just anything that's not really verbal. I also mark dialogue from the male main character that I love. I also normally have a tab for things that make me laugh that I might want to go back to, and then lastly I have a tab for just my absolute favorite moments of the book that I want to be able to get to quickly. So you can clearly see that I am enjoying this reread. I'll probably give you guys an update when I finish it later today, but today is just going to be a pretty chill day. I might potentially go book thrifting if I end up on that side of town, and we're just gonna kind of go from there and see where the wind takes us. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I am back from my little thrifting trip. Nothing too exciting there. The one thing that I was happy to find is a copy of A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman, because that's actually one of his books I'm really interested in reading. I previously have had a copy of that I unhauled because I got it from a friend and it was in such bad shape that I just knew it wasn't going to make me want to read it. So I was able to find basically a pristine brand new copy, and so I'm super excited about that. I ended up adding that on my shelf. I was hoping to do the little free library today, but it just didn't work out where I had very much time to myself today. And then the second thing that I found that I was really excited to find was a replacement for my TBR jar. Just as a reminder, the TBR jar currently looks like this. It is one of my old like pantry sugar containers, and I always knew that I wanted to get something different for it, but I just hadn't found the right thing. I don't feel like a TBR jar is something I should really be spending a ton on. I wanted to be able to thrift it, and today I found this lovely jar right here. I just was really drawn to the shape of this jar, and I did a test in there just to make sure it would be easy to like swirl the prompts around and get my hand in and out of here. I also feel like it's a really good size, not too big, not too small. I figured I'd just spend some time moving my TBR jar prompts over. I've really been wanting to go through these prompts as well because I've really come to the realization in the last few months since I started this channel and since I got back into reading that my two genres that I really enjoy are just fantasy and contemporary romance. Like, I feel like what has put me into slumps is going outside of that too much, and while I do like to have a variety, I want them to be more of like one-offs, so I make sure that I'm reading things that I really enjoy. So I definitely want to go through here and just make sure that they're prompts that I'm excited about before I film next month's TBR video, which actually that TBR video might go up before this, so we shall see. Also, while I go through that, I really wanted to give you guys an update on the love hypothesis because I did just finish this book. Obviously, we know that it was a reread, and so I knew I was going to enjoy it. It wasn't something that I had like a question in my mind on whether or not I was going to enjoy it, but I just wanted to like see what would stick out to me, and I just wanted to have a fun, good time, and that's exactly what I feel like I had. I honestly wanted to see if I would love it as much as I did the first time around because I read The Love Hypothesis at the very beginning of my reading journey. I don't feel like my taste has changed that much, but there are some books that I feel like I read at the beginning of my reading journey. I wouldn't rate them as high now as I did back then. If I had to say one thing, there was a few things that I was like, oh, this is like a little bit cheesy, but I still loved it. Even though it was, yes, like maybe not super realistic. What I did love and what I did notice this second time around, almost every time he came to see her, like he was always like scanning her face, trying to scan how she's doing. Very commonly he's asking, are you okay? How are you feeling? Like, I just really loved that. I feel like he was very in tune with her feelings, which I really like. How attentive he was to her needs. The fact that when they went to their big conference, he packed like protein bars in his suitcase, and when she said she was hungry, he went and grabbed one and gave it to her, and she realized that it was a chocolate protein bar, and he doesn't like chocolate like at all. He thinks it's disgusting. So clearly he put that in there specifically for her, and I feel like it was just little things like that. He was just so good at being attentive to her, whether it's her emotions or with just little things like that, and I absolutely just I fall for it every single time. I feel like it gave me exactly the vibes that I wanted. It was just a very good comfort reread. Anyways, I'm just gonna spend some time continuing to go through my little TBR jar and making sure it's full of prompts that I'd be really excited to pull. I'll catch up with you guys on my next bookish venture. Hi guys, despite the fact that I'm wearing the same shirt I wore yesterday, it is currently the next day in the afternoon. My kids have gone down for a nap and my husband is home with them. I feel like it's finally the perfect time to go and check out my local little free libraries. I have a stack of books, which this camera is currently perched on. I'm ready to unhaul. I feel like it's finally the perfect time to do this. I would feel bad about taking if I don't have stuff to leave behind, so I'm really excited for this. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the very loud AC, but it is currently 101 degrees outside, and so I could not be sitting in this car without the AC blasting on high, which is why I have my microphone really close, so hopefully it's isolating my voice and you're not hearing that. I'm trying to decide what side of town to go on. I might just end up going to like what's closest by me. Downloaded the app on the phone and we'll just kind of see where we end up. I think I want to hit 3 or 4, just depending on how far away they are. I will show you guys what each one of them has and what I take and leave behind. Without further ado, let's go ahead and do this thing. Since I dropped all my books off, I lost my stand for my camera, but this was honestly so fun. It was kind of cool to see a lay of the land where the little free libraries are. I did have a few experiences where I pulled up and I just could not find it. It seemed like almost all of them were off on maps by just a little bit, but I was able to find a few of them. I did not find any books that I wanted to take with me, but that's okay because I honestly don't want to take a book just to take a book. I want to make sure it's something that I feel like I will read and really enjoy, something I'm in the mood for. I am very glad that I finally was able to drop those books off, and I hope that they will find good homes. With that, that pretty much wraps up this video of a few bookish days in my life. I am so glad that I did this because I needed a mood boost. I feel like that was accomplished. So thank you guys so much for coming along with me. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below and subscribe to my channel. But other than that, if you want to see what I'm reading real time, I will leave my Goodreads link below. And other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!